Do you know that quiet voice that whispers what's right for you? You know the one you used to trust? She's not gone. She's just tired of being ignored. Your intuition isn't broken. She's just waiting for you to listen to her. Most of us don't actually lose intuition. We simply drown her out. We live in a world that rewards logic, speed, and constant validation. Intuition, on the other hand, it's slow, it's quiet, and it's deeply personal. That tug in your gut, the knowing without the proof. Over time, voices from outside got louder. Be realistic. Don't overreact. Trust the data, not your feelings. And so your inner compass was put on mute. But here's the truth. Intuition doesn't vanish. She just adapts. She waits. She shows up as the uneasy feeling when something's off, or that sudden spark when something does actually feel right. Ignoring her doesn't make her wrong. It just makes your life noisier. The goal isn't to create intuition. It's to remember it, to rebuild the trust with the part of you that's always known the way, even when you forgot to ask. For me, intuition even goes beyond just that gut feeling or that voice in my head. It's when I feel the subconscious, when I feel God speaking to me. And sometimes I'm like, no, that can't be it. It's got to be something else. It can't be God, or it can't be my intuition wanting me to do X, Y, Z. And often, whenever I've gone down that road of saying no, it's always been the wrong way to turn. And if I even look back as far as when I'd done my GCSE, done really well, way better than anyone expected, because obviously my parents have been told, your child's not going to amount to anything, so don't bother. And I did really well, and my parents were like, you can get into the top grammar school in our town. I knew this wasn't right for me. I'd already fought to come to the school that I was currently, and I wanted to stay there for my A levels. But my parents were like, the community, the community. It's always the community, right? They need you to be in a grammar school. They say that's the only way you're going to get into Oxford if you're in a grammar school. So I went to this grammar school, and it was one of the worst experiences. And I didn't think the previous private school could top it, but I think they probably came par at the least, right? And it's not just about the racism that I faced there, and that was bad enough. It was just being around kids that you had nothing in common with. You had nothing in common in terms of lifestyle, in terms of that understanding of what you've come from or been through or what you're currently going through. They had no understanding and no care, and it was just the same all the way to the top with the teachers. And I still remember the day that I finished my A levels there and I was taking a gap year, and again the community said, no, you have to go do biochemistry, microbiology. That's the only way. Do the first degree, then you go into medicine, because that grammar school had given me atrocious predicted grades. So there was no way I was getting into medicine. And I said, you know what, Mum and Dad, you've done it your way. I didn't even know that this was intuition. This was God speaking to me. I said, you know what, I need to go and look for a place that believes in me, believes that I have something, believes that I can become a doctor. And I don't think this school, clearly it's not this school, and clearly it's not necessarily grammar, private, whatever. It needs to be beyond that. Obviously, my 18-year-old self didn't put it so eloquently. I think she just screamed and shouted and said, you see, I told you so, you know. And I still remember, and I think I've told the story already, when I walked into that college, and it happened to just be a Black head teacher. And she was like, Jessica, you can do anything. You can get into medicine. In fact, if you still want to go to Oxford, I believe you can. You just need to decide that you want this. And okay, I didn't go to Oxford in the end, but I did get into medicine against all odds, because to get into medicine on a year out, this was what? 2004 was almost near impossible. The point I'm trying to make is, since then, been moments on and off that I have not again trusted this inner voice, this God speaking to me. And it has led me down a road that I've ended up being frustrated and knowing that this was not where I was supposed to be. But I have gotten quicker with it. I've gotten more trusting with it. Even when it tells me you need to travel halfway across the world and that's where you need to be, I pick up my bag and I say, yes, I trust you, Lord. Yes, I trust myself. I know I can do this. I move quicker. I don't doubt as much. And even if it's a couple of stumbling blocks along the way, I trust that this is all part of that process. and it fine tunes that actually the next time she speaks to me, the next time I hear that voice, I answer quicker. I don't hesitate as much. So how do you reconnect with your intuition, that inner guide you've been tuning out? Let's break it down. Number one, create stillness. Intuition doesn't compete with noise. She waits for silence. 2 minutes of stillness each morning. No phone, no to-do list, no distractions. Just you and your breath. In that quiet, I want you to ask, what do I need to know right now? Don't force an answer. Just notice what arises, because stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about creating space for something deeper to speak. Over time, you'll realize your intuition was never absent. She was just buried under the world's volume. Number two, body awareness. Your body speaks the language of intuition. When something's right, you often feel open, light, or calm. When something's off, there's tension, a clench in the stomach, tightness in the chest. The body doesn't lie. It responds before the mind can rationalize. Learning to read these cues is like learning a forgotten dialect. The more you listen, the clearer the messages become. Your body is your intuition's microphone, just tuning in. Number three, the yes/no practice. Write down 2 options for a decision you're facing. Close your eyes and imagine choosing option A. Feel it fully. Then imagine choosing option B. Notice your body's reaction to each. The one that feels peaceful, even if it's the scary one, is often your truth. This exercise bypasses logic and taps into emotional truth, the part of you that already knows what's right. Over time, you'll begin to sense your intuitive yes instantly, a feeling that says trust this, even if you can't explain it yet. Number four, rebuild us through micro choices. You don't have to rebuild intuition overnight. Start small, listen to your gut on what to eat, what to text back, when to rest. Each time you follow through, you prove to yourself that your inner voice can be trusted again. Every micro choice becomes evidence I can trust me. And slowly you will notice a shift. Decisions feel lighter, faster, and clearer. The more you follow that inner nudge, the less you'll need outside approval to know what's right. And then finally, number 5, intuitive journaling. Ask your intuition a question, then write whatever comes through without censoring. Let it flow, even if it doesn't make sense. Over time, you'll start recognizing her tone. Calm, grounded, never desperate. That's how you know it's her. Try beginning with prompts like, what do I need to release right now? Or what truth am I avoiding? This practice turns the page into a conversation, not with the world, but with the part of you that's always known. Your intuition was never broken. You've just tuned her out for a while. She's that quiet sense that shows up when something feels right or wrong before you can even explain why. Every time you slow down and actually listen, you rebuild that trust with yourself. It's not about chasing a mystical voice. It's about reconnecting with your own judgment, your own truth, because intuition isn't some superpower. It's the part of you that always knows what's best.